Hey folks, how's it going? Rash here, and welcome back to another episode of Cards and Castles TV commentary. Not going to hold you up here for much longer. We are going to jump right into the matches, but before we do that, just want to quickly address allergy season coming in, so voice is kind of iffy. I mean, probably not too much, but the nose is definitely feeling the brunt of the allergy season now setting in upon us, so if the commentary is a little off, then that is the main reason why. But regardless, we do have some matches to get to, so let's go ahead and jump right in, of course, to match number one. Alright folks, and match number one is going to be kiebasypower taking on name I cannot produce, so I'm just going to say DTM 96, and then just go from there. It's going to be Warlock Pirate taking on Ninja Pirate. I said pirate twice, so I got a little confused there. So curious to see what both players bring to the table here. Although early suspicions could be pointing towards Awaken from DTM here. You got the Southport Assassin and the Mage Apprentice, which is going to see play here as a response to the Dwarven Miner. So, okay, getting some Awaken into the mix here. That's fun. That's fine. Meanwhile, Kiebasy probably, well, I can't really tell too much. Obviously, Miner is a very vanilla card. Maddie's just a generically good card here. Arcfire is not a bad pull, though. We can deal with the Dark Bundle more easily if you needed to. Here, we'll see a Master Thief plus Apprentice combat going into that Dwarven Miner. Arcfiring the Maddie, which, I mean, I get it. This way, when you try to play Southport next turn, you're limiting the amount of targets for Southport to hit. But, still, I probably would have, just held that Arcfire here. Maybe there was a scare that he would have bounced the Maddie, but right now, Kiebasy's deck isn't really showing the signs of that at the moment here. So, hard to tell if the Arcfire was a right play, especially doing that much damage on a Maddie. It just seems like a bit of a waste there, in my opinion. So, we'll see an Armory hit the board here. Okay, that means that Darkbender can get a little more powered up now. That's unfortunate, but we'll see how we can respond to it. Training into another blue fire. That's fine. We could. Okay, we're just gonna bolt the Armory and pass there. We could have done bolts, Bender, remove Bender with Apprentice, but I don't think he was ready to lose the Apprentice yet, hence why we decided not to do it. Although Kiebasy taking a bit of a defensive approach here, going with just the Rat Hovel, setting up a Banshee to attack in the meantime, and going with the Dark Bender or at least retreating back the Dark Bender. Interesting there. Interesting that he didn't commit to anything, which, I mean, I guess maybe he hasn't really figured out that this is Awaken, judging by the Apprentice. Maybe he thought that was a throwaway, although I think, honestly, he might. We'll see here. He bolts the way, the Hovel for turn, passes it back, moving at the Apprentice to try and connect with the Banshee if it hits face here. Gonna see an Armory Elvish Thief for Kiebasy for his turn here. That means 4 from the Banshee sinks in. Do pull another Arcfire for turn, which you're probably going to see hit the Armory. Yep, Armory, there it goes. That will snipe off the Banshee with the Mage Apprentice. He pulls a Swift Judgment, following up with the Assassin. Writing it, see if we can get the Dark Bender early. We do get the Elvish Thief. Okay, I mean, fine, we don't take the damage. Okay, and there's a Vanishing Strike, though, from the big Dark Bender. That's a nice way to save that card. Not only dealing 7 damage, but returning it from the hand, so that way the Assassin gets no value. That's pretty good. It does give DTM here some time to set up in terms of positioning here, but really just moving the Mage Apprentice forward, not having too much in the tank here. It's unfortunate here. We might have to play Saurus for turn, although it is a little early. Actually, no, yeah, we play Saurus here because the Murder in hand and the Executions also are enough to deal with Dark Bender later down the line here. And Treasure Hunt, I think a nice pull there from the Mage Apprentice. That means both miners get taken out, and that's probably a great turn for DTM here. Great turn indeed here. Mugging, though, going to shut down the Mage Apprentice, finally put him down. Southport Captain plus the Dark Bender coming out for turn here. We could see a Murder into the Dark Bender, taking out the Captain with the Saurus, and then following up with potentially the Headwood. Okay, yep, there's the trade there, and then the Headwood. Yep, okay, perfect. Although we are keeping it a little back, which I don't necessarily agree with at this point here. I get that you maybe want to protect the Headwood, but in doing so, I think just placing it one in front of the castle is fine, especially since Kiebasy is not really, armed with too much cards in hand, and you get this Headwood a little more aggressive to threaten the castle because there is a huge gap in life points here before sudden death kicks in. So we'll see Shaman, we'll see Questing Knight run up to try and take out the castle here. Kibasi is threatening lethal if DTN doesn't do something. Both Headwoods landing on the castle, not what he wanted to see probably, so he'll Grotesque the Southport Assassin, picking up the Southport and the Mage Apprentice off of it. Not really enough to do so, as I'm just going to rewind quickly for a moment here. Playing the Execution, I mean, he could have went to another draw. Maybe he was afraid there was another Vanishing Strike. But regardless, it looks like DTM surrenders, giving Kibasi the win. Very nicely done here. Going to show that the Red-Green Awaken a bit more problematic to play than some of the classic colors, the purple-red or even the red-yellow. But then again, red-yellow is more or less used for other things. But I respect trying to experiment with that other Awakening type. It's not for everyone, but hey, it put up a fight here. But with that being said, we do have another match to get to, so let's go ahead and jump into match number 2. Congrats to Kibasi again for his win, and let's see what our next match holds in store for us. Alright folks, and for match number 2, we're going to see an android taking on UrfTheManati. The Druid Pirate going up against the Pirate Viking. It's been a while since I've done well, actually, has it been a while since I've done Druid Viking, or Druid Pirate on the channel for this series? I'm not sure. Regardless, though, excited to see what the play is here as we go ahead. Android starts off his game strong with the Lumberjack. Unfortunately, Urf not having an additional play. It happens sometimes. It really does. Nothing to worry about, though. We do see the Lumberjack move in here. Chip for 1. Pyromancer going to do his thing there. If we had 4 gold, we could do a funny little Manicore Bestial Rage here, but we don't have enough to do that. So we are just going to go ahead, hit the Captain up top for the Lumberjack, avoiding any sort of Pyromancer shenanigans, and doing a pass back, I imagine. Yep. So Pyromancer moving up 1 to just position itself a lot better here. We do coin into an Ancient Arbor, though, or at least we ramp into an Ancient Arbor for turn. Kind of interesting to see that be played now, especially because Arbor is slow. Pyromancer does get a little bit of value here if Android wants, but we'll see if he decides to take it here. As we do see a Mystic Journey pop onto the Mati. That will yield us an Eater. Okay, very nice, very nice. Following up the Shaman here. I'm not sure how many spells this deck is going to be rocking, so we'll see if that Eater gets any sort of big value later down the line. Pyromancer did, though, come in, chip for 3 on the Arbor, as well as stealing 1 to Castle thanks to his explosion. And then we'll, of course, pass it back to Urf, who I think is going for Shaman. Yep, Shaman for turn here, drawing himself a Mordok. Okay, that seems good. We can probably Bestial Rage here if we want to. We're not. Okay, no, we're not going to. So, combination of cards taking out the Southport Captain, the Arbor going into the Pyromancer, and now we're seeing a second Mystic Journey onto the Mati. Kind of foretells that I guess his hand maybe isn't looking the best when he has to pop these journeys consecutively onto Mati rather than doing it on a little bit more of a value card like a Yenaroth or a Rat King down the line. So interesting note there. And he does push the Arbor back, thankfully, with the Wind Mage, so he is allowed to kind of set up back here. I imagine though the play is probably going to be Onslaught Wind Mage pass. Maybe if we can get something off the draw from Onslaught here, because obviously we can take out the Wind Mage now, which we might go for. Or not. Okay, we're going to set up a second Arbor. Just plop him right down. Curious how he's just using these Arbors to kind of tank for damage here. Or at least he's exposing these Arbors to a good amount of damage. We do see an Onslaught from the other side of things, landing on the weaker of the Arbors. Alrighty. We could see... Oh, Phantom Strike is a cool pickup. We'll see if that gets used. Onslaught onto the Blacksmith. Okay, we're going to hit into the Elvish Thief here. Bestial Rage finally getting played now. We can use Phantom Strike to actually take out the Eater, but we decide not to. We're going to reserve that for later time, instead going for the ranged unit, which... again, I feel like it'd be more valuable to take out the Eater here. This thing is getting surprisingly bigger, and you already... actually, no. You already used the Onslaught on the Blacksmith. I was about to say, we probably should be using that Onslaught for the Wind Mage, but... Okay, he's just doing a little bit differently here. We'll see if that pays off. As Fat Bart hits the board here, Onslaught onto the healthier of the two arbors, okay, giving this eater a bit more value. Shaman being put into one of them, yep, okay. Trading away the smaller units so that way we can preserve our big boy. Seems fine. We do pull a Centaur, which you're probably going to see play. Yep, there's Centaur. It will eliminate the Fat Bard. Taking a bit of stats away from the Eater. Not much, though. We're going to actually give it right back to him, though, as we play our Seed of Growth for turn. Curious that this might be more of a tree-focused deck. I mean, we're seeing cards like Seed and Arbor. Not to say they're not uncommon, but, well, actually, they are uncommon. But, I mean, yeah, you don't really see a whole lot of tree decks running around because Revolt actually does not work with Arbor, I think, the way that people expect it to. So, curious if this deck will have any other sort of funny tricks with trees in this game here. We do see the Shaman hit away the Centaur. This does give us the Trent, which immediately gets taken out by the Eater. Southport being put into the Elvish Thief as well, just for good measure here, giving Urf a little bit of ramp into turn 10, which Call for Aid is a card here. We could utilize it, but I think we are going to go for the Mordok Phantom Strike onto the Eater here, because I think even with the additional stat boost, we are allowed to get rid of it thanks to the spawn from Mordok here. Yep, and that will be a Banshee. Picking up a Chaotic Storm is nice, especially for if this is a rat deck, and those rats can be coming out any moment now. Unfortunately, Yenneroth's going to hit the board here, eliminate the Mordok without giving Urf any sort of additional value. It's a little tough there. We could probably, yeah, I would imagine Call for Aid is probably going to be the play that we're going to see now. We'll see if he pops one of the Rangers, which he does. Okay, so maybe assuming that the second Call for Aid will be used in our next turn, which is fine here. Mystic Journey number 3 coming down. Yenneroth freezing once again here, setting up for what could be a chain play, just by moving the units around a bit here. And then, of course, the Fat Bar Dragon Knight follow-up with that as well. Chaotic Storm, though, 2 landing on the board, 1 on Castle. Okay, not the ideal spread here, but Robin's going to help try to clean things up a little bit here as we go into another Ranger. We could, yep, chop a little bit there, and then pass. So no Bestial Rage to swoop in to connect anything else, which is fine. We will see, though, that big chain. It is the arm play here, so, of course, the arm survives, doing a whole lot of chain damage as well. Dragon Knight trading into the remaining Ranger here, going to force Urf to use a second Call for Aid if he needs it. He might go, well, he has 15, so yeah, he can play 2 Rangers here if he wants to. I'd probably recommend using a Lumberjack onto the bottom here, though. Okay, Brandicore to protect, and then, yeah, Lumberjack on the bottom. Easy stuff. Yeah, alright, take a little bit more chain damage, but that's okay here. Pulling an Onslaught is actually useful, because we can snipe away that Fat Bar and negate that stat boost that's going around here if we feel so. That is, feel that is important. L-Blade on the Shaman, though, eliminating that Ranger at the top there. Meanwhile, Droid sets up a double hovel in the back. This does allow Urf to get a little bit of board presence here if he wants it. He goes with the Onslaught onto the Bard here, moving that stat buff prematurely. Going with the Ranger as well for the follow-up, and then passing it back here. Okay, that is fine. We eliminate that, the rats now, in case there is maybe a Rat King in the future. Although Temple Armory for turn here, 2 beautiful stat boosters to boost Droid's field further. We'll see how Urf responds here. He's going to go Ranger into the topmost rat, the frontmost rat, and then Bestial Rage, okay, for the follow-up. He will get into the back row here. Does eliminate the Temple, which I think is the smarter choice here because that chain is a lot more devastating. Some people would argue that you might want to go for the rats for spawning purposes. But you have to remember that the buildings are weaker than the Temple. And plus, we already saw this deck has capabilities like Centaur that come out. So maybe he's assuming that a Centaur later down the line will be enough to clean it up in the future. So we will see an Ancient Arbor alongside the Bestial Rage play for turn here. Quite interesting to see a tree make the 3rd appearance in this matchup. As we summon Shaman for turn here, so some more draw. We're going to probably put that plus a rat into the Ranger. Yep, just like that. Triggering the Seed Trap. Following up with, okay, Lumberjack, so more draw. Anything big enough to take out the tree here? Yep, and that is going to be Rat King. So it is good that we took out the Temple, believe it or not, because then these rats would be getting some chain and doing a lot more damage to the board here. So I commend Urf for hitting that Temple there. And we do pull another Mordok for Phantom Strike if we want to, which I think we might actually go for here. Yep, there's the Phantom Strike onto the Mordok. Which rat's he going to hit? Going to hit the frontmost rat, or the one frontmost to him. Spawning Headless, connecting 3 to face here, although not trading with the rat. curiously enough here. So that will leave Droid the opportunity to clear off maybe the Trent with it, or the Arbor with it. I keep calling it Trent. They're all trees at the end of the day. Although it looks like the Blade plus Eater will eliminate the Mordock, so that's what it is. And then we're just going to block here for the tree. Looks like we have no immediate responses for it, so we're going to try and block off the best we can here. Okay, going for another aid, or call for aid, and then probably going to throw out... We're going to throw out one of those Rangers now? We are, okay. So tree trading into the frontmost rat here, Ranger to take out the Eater. Makes sense. I mean, probably would maybe throw the Mana Core into the... what's it called? Into the Eater, for being honest, since it is weaker. We could preserve the big stat line of Rangers, but okay, we're gonna see all these rats, I imagine. Yep, make a trade here, leaving him with 2. We do have triple hovel out, by the way. I think I didn't mention that, but this is where it gets extremely dangerous, because now you have 3 3/2s popping out every turn here, and that, again, scary stuff. As you go into the what is it, the 6th Ranger that we've seen today in this matchup here. Following up the Lumberjack and the Shaman. Things look a little bit deadly here. Will we make the comeback? Is the question. We only got about a turn to do so, so we'll see what we draw off of the... Okay, Centaur. Centaur big. Going into the Drake here. Okay, doing a lot of trading. Not killing anything, though. I mean, we could have used these bodies for body blocks, but okay, we got Rat King. Trying to block out the best we can. Alright, and that is that. We do... Ooh, Blessing. I think Blessings actually was what going to clear it out here, because that Shaman, yep, trades into the Rat here. Lumberjack, we can rush all the way up here, throw Centaur Blessing, and that is exactly lethal. Oh, boy. Oh, fantastic. That... Oh, my goodness. Well, I mean, you can't say Urf didn't earn that win. Jeez, what an interesting combination here. I mean, I got to admit, the top deck of Blessing, incredibly lucky, but hey, incredibly fortunate to do so. The rest of the match, I think, maybe could have gone a little bit smoother, but overall played very well, especially for what, you know, deck and color and options you are running here. I mean, we saw, what, 3 Arbor. I'm seeing Living Vines in hand. A lot of interesting things, a lot of interesting choices for this deck, but hey, they worked out in this match, and got to congratulate Urf for taking that win off of it. So, with that being said, guys, this does bring us to match number 3, so let's go ahead and check that out right now. Alright, folks, and for our final match, it will be ookenvipoo? I'm going to call him Ken. Taking on Pepelodia. The Warlock Pirate makes a return against the Ninja Viking. We'll see what goes down in this matchup here, as we're going to jump right into it. As looks like we're going to start off with Pepelodia. Looks to be a bit of a bounce deck. Okay, we've got Throne of the Emperor, we've got Shaman, Shadow Dance, so some bounce focus going on here. We'll play Throne of the Emperor, start off our game here, because, you know, why not? Turn 2, 5 health building. Fantastic stuff here. Ken going with the Coin Altar for his turn, so maybe bounce taking on Swarm here, or at least that looks like the idea. Pepelodia pulling the Lich, but chooses to pass here, which makes sense in a way, because now you can get a bit more freeze value out of the Lich here if you want to do it. We'll see if he does that, or the Shaman going with the Lich. Yep, okay, so going to freeze off the board here. Throwing that Lich up aggressively, because we do run now Storm Strike as well. Not a lot of main deck Storm Strikes nowadays, so see where this goes. As I think we bolted away the Lich here, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it looks like we did. Bolting with Lich here, going with the Shaman for some draw, pulling out the Yenaroth. Alrighty, and then meanwhile, again, we're letting this Swarm build up here. Now getting 2 altars on the board. A little scary, I will admit here, a little scary. We're probably going to see the Shaman go into the Zombie. Going to Shadow Dance the Shaman, play it back probably, because we have the gold. For some more draw, yep, there it is, and at 4/6, no less. Beginning to threaten the altar up top there. Don't mind the Steam notification coming through, because that's when I recorded the match. As we do see a Wraith now coming up to block that altar. Alright, smart play there. We are gonna try for the Panda here. If we can bounce away. Okay, we don't get the Wraith. We will connect with the Wraith, though, with the Shaman, because we can, as well as Shadow Dancing the Panda. Okay. So giving more Panda bounce later down the line here. Because I think now we're just going to rush out the swarm here. Wraith trading with the shaman. Served its purpose after all. And then replaying that zombie. Getting the armory out too. And a doom ship. Fantastic. You got to throw out some doom ship love. Got to throw out that doom ship love in the chat. Or in the comments. Whatever we call YouTube nowadays. Panda go ahead, coming back out, gonna bounce away the wizard, plus another one of those zombies at the bottom, I believe here, trading with a third one. That's getting too close for comfort here, as Mordok is the card for turn here. A bit of a rough situation, I will admit, here for Pepelodia. He can play Yenneroth in the following turn to try and get rid of the Mordok, that is, unless Ken has a execution for it, but we'll see, as Yenneroth is the card of choice here. I imagine we are going to, of course, trade with the zombie up front, and then we could still have the Mystic Journey play to kill off the Mordok in our next turn. As the Storm continues to move out, and Arcanon. Ooh. Arcanon throws a wrench in this plan, because now with the random spells, look how many single target spells Pepelodia's got in hand. Storm Strike, 2 Journeys, Vanishing. Shadow Slip is still usable, but not really ideal here. Actually, it might be. We have a second Yenneroth, but still. So this is going to get interesting for Pepelodia. I'm curious to see how he adapts to the incoming Arcanon, the Lord of Chaos, throwing off his targeting spells here that will be able to do a lot of value. Things like this Chain from Storm or the Mystic Journey to refreeze everything. We will see Yenneroth trade up there with the zombie, following up with a second one. Going to rush that bad boy forward. He's going to try and eliminate the LOC, the Lord of Chaos, but an Eternal Darkness comes out, and he goes with the option that yields the most zombies, so creating a lot of swarm on this board. Oh man, I mean, listen, it's just that simple. It does give Pepelodia the chance to replay the Yenneroth here with Shadow Slip, so it looks like he's going to do that. Curious how he didn't go for the one that was spawn blocking his face there, but a second Darkness. Oh my zombies. Now this is, like, I've seen boards fill up, right? Don't get me wrong. I've seen boards fill up in screenshots on Reddit. People sometimes, do the same thing, but to have it in this level of play here is mind-boggling, to just watch 2 Darknesses get thrown. And against Vikings, like, that's very risky here. We know Pepelodia can punish this with Storm Strike, but that LOC is just so valuable in protecting this board. Incredible stuff. Incredible protection, because obviously Yenneroth is one out of, God, 20 targets for Storm Strike. It's wild. So we do see Yenneroth 1 eliminate the zombie, Yenneroth 2 getting replayed, trying to create some kind of safe space for his guys here. I mean, it keeps this chain. I mean, and Ken here adding on to the chain here. If there's a way that we can eliminate that Arcanon, we'd have so much lightning value to play here. We're going to see Horseman come out, following up the Panda. He's just trying to mitigate the amount of swarm here, trying to bounce back the Arcanon maybe. Not going to work here, as we're just trading with zombies one by one here. We're probably going to see the Mordok finally now get a chance to swing into the Yenneroth, if I... is that going to happen here, or are we just going to zombie trade? We'll see. Yeah, we are going to zombie trade here because Mordok can hit face. Yep, creating just more stuff here. Oh my god. Trading with the zombie and the Yenneroth up top here, moving everything. Oh boy. Yeah, this army, man. This army. Although, unfortunately, in the way he moves his horde of zombies, notice how he keeps the chain. Not ideal when you're playing against Viking. Absolutely not ideal. I get that you might be feeling a little bit stronger because you've, put the LOC down. You prevented something like a Lightning Blade or the Storm Strike from hitting down on the board here. But decks sometimes carry Temple. I'm not sure if Pepelodia is doing so here, but a Temple can really change this game. And are we going to see it is the question. See another zombie, Darkbender adding. And again, he's just adding to the chain here. Another Doom Ship coming out. I mean, I'm throwing out Doom Ship love, but... Oh, and there it is. Oh, there's a Temple. Temple gets played in a bit of an awkward spot, but okay. And look at that Chain Lightning ASMR, baby. Look at how satisfying that is. Look at that. Oh boy. It's just so smooth. And that's nearly his whole board gone. Right, just like that. Just like that. Nearly Ken's whole board is eliminated. Now we are in sudden death here, and seeing the life totals where they're at, hard to say if Pepelodia is going to be able to make the comeback here, especially because now we're just getting a lot of range out on the board here. Wizard, 2 Doom ships, the Dark Bender here. Not to mention the Arcanon doing his thing there, just relaxing. We're probably going to have to play the Lich for turn to try and eliminate the Arcanon, or at least try to freeze it off maybe. And another Mystic Journey that we really can't afford to use here. See, Panda Pop. Panda Pop's Arcanon. Okay. Alright, so we can use... and it's not going to work. There's not enough, unfortunately, that he can't reach anything to use with, you know, Chain, and the Mystic Journeys are too expensive. So then 3 landing from the Wizard here, giving Pepelodia only really 1 turn to do so. And then, yeah, LOC comes back out, making it harder. So I think Pepelodia... I mean, he could do, like, Vanishing Strike on Castle, give it that +3/+3 to try and survive here. Journey of the Panda here, bouncing back. I think Doomship Darkbender. Vanishing Strike against the throne here. Storm Strike onto the enemy castle. Okay, Journey onto the second Panda, bouncing back. A couple more things here. Storm Strike on the Panda. Penetrates the Wizard. So at least we go out on our own terms here, but man... the thing about this match I really enjoyed is just that super satisfying chain going all the way through. It's beautiful, and it reminds people why you shouldn't play Swarm against Chain, and it reminds you that, you know, when playing that matchup, you have to keep your units spaced out properly to avoid said chain. But man, like, when they do happen like that, when there's that much chain value and it just spreads out the board, man, incredibly satisfying. And I really hope that you enjoyed that as much as I did. But with that being said, that is going to, of course, bring us at the close of our final match. So with that being said, it's time to end off this video. Alright, folks, and with that being said, another episode of TV Commentary comes to a close. Let me know if you guys enjoyed today's episode by leaving a like on the video, sharing it with friends, and of course, commenting down below about the matches, as well as subscribing if you are new or haven't done so already. It is the best way that you can show your support here on the channel and help this channel grow, all by just subscribing. You're showing the support, and you're really, you know, helping to grow the platform that we have here. So we do appreciate that. But with that being said, that is going to do it for me for now. So until next time, guys, stay gaming.